district. We also ask that comments are limited to 3 minutes in order to provide equity to all speakers of the pod. And to ensure the meeting is reasonable in length, if you have more information that can be summarized in 3 minutes, please leave behind materials for the board's review. The moderator will ask you to conclude your remarks as time has elapsed. If you have questions during this session, you may ask for clarification from a school board member or a school administrator after the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda this evening?
So moved.
We have a motion, Mr. Grove. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Rubin. Any comment? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, no. And so ordered. Ruth, this is your last visit with
I was
us.
thinking about that.
Well, she's coming back in January to.
Oh, you're going to introduce us to
Yeah,
someone.
the handoff.
That's
Handoff.
great.
Yeah, I was thinking about that on the way here. I was like, it's
It's
gone
so-
by too quickly.
It goes by so quick, right?
Yes, it honestly felt like just a few weeks ago that I was here in, I believe, February for the first time. And I was like, oh, it's December, okay. Well, with that said, good evening, esteemed members of the school board, teachers, staff, faculty, and anyone else in attendance. Like I said, this is my last meeting where I will be reporting here. It's kind of bittersweet, but I am incredibly grateful to have had this opportunity, and I'm very excited for the next person taking it on. As of right now, I don't know who it is, but I am incredibly grateful to be able to have the opportunity to hand it off to them, and I know that they're going to do an amazing job as well. So with that said, my last little segment of recent happenings that we've had at our school. As for sports, the winter season is fully underway, with our schools actually doing quite well as far as I've heard. Our Scholastic Bowl team currently has a 6-2 record, and they'll be playing Luray High School and Clark High School before advancing to the district meeting, I believe, on January 18th. I don't have much information for the other sports, but I've heard that basketball's starting off and they're doing very well, and I've heard a little bit about other sports, but I don't have much information on it. With that said, transitioning to NHS, we had our Thanksgiving food drive recently. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend, but we will be addressing that at our next meeting. And I heard from some of my other peers in NHS that they very much enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll be able to continue it in the following years, as well as one coming up for Christmas. As for our POG team, our Profile of the Graduate team, we had a lot of activities in the last month, what with it being November, and generally the first month that college applications are starting to come in. With that said, we had our college overnight trip on November 19th and November 20th, where I believe 16 juniors and seniors visited Christopher Newport University, William & Mary, and Virginia Commonwealth University. That was a great opportunity for the students to be able to visit each of those colleges, get a look at their academic programs, the campus, see a little bit of student life, and determine, is this school going to be a good fit for me? In addition, there was also an on-site admissions visit from representatives at the University of Mary Washington, where students and some academic advisors were able to look over their applications and get a decision on the spot. There were quite a few people that got accepted to William & Mary right then, right there. So that was a very wonderful experience. I'm hoping that maybe other colleges could be able to come forward and do that in the future. But that's all for what we have for our colleges. Aside from that, we had a recent Trade of the Month meeting today with a man named Mr. David Brown, who is a welder from Master Associates. And so Ms. Capsa actually sent out an email today saying that that was one of the best that she'd seen in a while. So that went very well. And Justin's is also starting to ramp up with cap and gown sales for the seniors that will be graduating in May. And there's actually a discount being offered for those who order before December 15th, which is in just under a week. And for other recent happenings, the Rappahannock County High School, dual enrollment government class had the amazing opportunity to visit the United States Supreme Court on December 1st. There they were able to hear two cases, Cox Communications versus Sony Music Entertainment and Urias Oriana v. Bondi. The students left about 7 o'clock in the morning and returned around 4 p.m. We went to the court, had a little time before the hearing started. Unfortunately, you can't take photos or videos or recordings of any type at any time in the courtroom. But after that, we were able to get a tour of the court itself and the surrounding areas. We were able to see some really great attractions. And then after that, we headed back. So that was very interesting. I believe an article is being written about it or has already been published about it in the local newspaper. So read about that if you're interested in it. There's also a fruit sale that is currently going on For the FFA and class of 2026, proceeds will go towards both, and pickup will be next week, and I believe just behind Mr. Hogan's shop for those who have ordered. In addition, our Rappahannock County High School class of 2026 is doing a pizza fundraiser, and the pickup for those, the pizza kits, I believe is sometime in about 2 weeks, give or take. Also, there is a prospective student visit for those who are interested in attending Mountain Vista State Governor's School, and I believe the applications process will be beginning sometime soon. And also, we had underclassmen photo makeup day for the students that weren't quite able to get those done in September. I know from experience that it is a lifesaver to have the November picture day, and so that was a wonderful opportunity for the students that need to take advantage of that. As for what we have going on in the future, we have some sports going on. Let's see, on Wednesday, so tomorrow, there'll be, I believe, a middle school game. I can't read what the sport is, it's a bit hard for me to see, but it's home against North Fork, with girls, I believe, starting at 5:30 and boys at 6:45. On Thursday, the 11th, there'll be a JV and boys, I think that's a basketball game, I can't quite see, I'm so sorry, against Manassas Park. Friday will be the winter sports picture day for winter sports teams, and Saturday indoor track has a meet at Liberty University. Our National Honor Society will be holding its next meeting, its last one for the semester, on Friday, December 12th. We will also be doing, for as much of December as we can, something called the Coffee Cart, which, as I mentioned in earlier meetings, is an opportunity where NHS students get to get some volunteer hours by taking, quite literally, a cart full of coffee, hot chocolate, and tea, which we've just recently added, and bring it around the school to teachers and faculty who were like, hey, I would like some coffee, that's awesome. Originally, we were going to do it on December 2nd, December 9th, today, and December 16th. Unfortunately, December 2nd got canceled due to our 2-hour delay. December 9th has been postponed to tomorrow, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. Come and visit tomorrow to get some coffee or hot chocolate. And December 16th, which is, as of right now, slated to go on as usual. Also, we have a door decorating contest, which will again be going until the end of the semester. And the winner of that will receive a free special breakfast, I believe on the last day or the day before that. As for our POG team, peer mentors have a meeting tomorrow. Laurel Ridge DE students, sophomores specifically, will have some of their meetings tomorrow as well, especially for those who are just getting started out, because sophomore year is generally the year where students begin to start taking their DE courses and start adjusting into that, which can be a bit of a rigorous course load. Also, the GLOW counselor training will also be tomorrow. Students that had obligations for both were asked to attend the DE meetings. And as for other things, there will be an FFA officer meeting, I believe it's tomorrow as well. Our RCHS Winter Band will have their concert at the elementary school tomorrow. I believe that starts at 6:30, perhaps 7, but I believe it's 6:30. It's 6:30? Yeah, all right, thank you. Thank you for confirming that. We've also had our SOLs this week. English, I believe science was today. I believe we'll have math and history, and tomorrow and the day after, respectively. I need to check up on that again. And also, we will be having our winter play next week. It is Tech Week right now. I'm just very busy. Students are getting the last of everything just smoothed out and ready to go to have a perfect performance. As of right now, the showing dates are December 12th at 7:30 p.m., December 13th, also at 7:30 p.m., December 14th, which will be a 2 o'clock matinee showing, and December 18th, which I believe is also at 7:30 p.m. showing.
I believe that one is canceled actually, so
Oh, it has been?
just Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, and not next week.
Okay, well, 3 showings, that's amazing. And also, students recently have been notified of an opportunity through RAPCE to become certified clinical medical assistants, which is, I believe, a program that will be running from January 5th to April 20th of next semester. Students who have reasonable room in their schedules will take first and second block to go to the center where it's being offered. They will learn, they will get the experience and the hands-on opportunities, and then they'll come back to the high school for their 3rd and 4th block classes. And also, last but never least, we have our end of semester Pride Show, which I believe is, yes, on the last day of school. So I've heard so many people talking about it. It's really a highlight for the school community. So students it's essentially a talent show. Students get to show off singing, dancing. I believe last year there was a skit. Last year there was also juggling. Everyone loved that. So students will be able to get to show off their talents in that show. And yes. As of right now, that is all that I have. Does anyone have any questions or concerns that they'd like to bring up?
Does anybody have anything for Ruth? Anybody? Hey Ruth, I want to tell you,
Mhm.
you have always been articulate,
Thank you so much.
And I really appreciate you've been giving helpful feedback to us from your peers, which is a
Thank you.
critical part of the role that you have.
Naturally, as a student representative, yeah.
Yeah, so, it's more than just, kind of telling us what's happening. You played that role really well.
Thank
as far as
you.
representing them, so well done, and you'll be missed.
Thank you. It is such an honor to have been able to do this. I'm excited for January when I'm going to see the next person head it off. And thank you. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good job. All right, next on our agenda is a resolution honoring, to my left and right, Mr. Larry Grove. It requires a motion from the board. Is there a motion from the board to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion, Ms. Bynum. Is there a second? Second from Ms. McCool. All in favor, aye. You
Aye.
can vote too, you know.
Ah.
He will receive the resolution. So we are going to stand up and get a picture with all of this, but not yet. So I'm going to read you this thing. And buckle up, right? Whereas Larry Grove has served with distinction in the Rappahannock County School Board since 2013, dedicating nearly 13 years to advancing public education in his community. And whereas Mr. Grove has served as Vice Chair of the RCPS School Board for the majority of his tenure, providing steady leadership, collaborative guidance through periods of challenge and opportunity. I concur with that. Whereas he has represented RCPS as the Virginia School Boards Association legislative delegate for most of his service, ensuring the rural education priorities and workforce development needs are heard at a state level. And whereas Mr. Grove has demonstrated exceptional regional leadership through 8 years of service as the chairman of Mountain Vista Governor's School Governing Board, during which time he helped expand the program access to include 10th grade students, oversaw the successful onboarding of 2 executive directors, and ensured the gifted students throughout the region receive rigorous math and science education. And whereas he has been instrumental in creating innovative community partnerships through his active leadership in the Rappahannock County Lions Club, raising funds to remove financial barriers for students entering skilled trades, and ensuring that all Trades Academy students could receive professional certifications in plumbing and HVAC for minimal costs. And whereas his leadership during COVID-19 pandemic exemplified calm and thoughtful governance focused on maintaining educational continuity while supporting students, families, and staff through an unprecedented challenge. And whereas Mr. Grove's years of service represent not merely longevity, but transformational impact, expanding opportunities for students across multiple pathways while advocating persistently for the resources and policies that strengthen rural public education throughout Virginia. Now, therefore be it resolved. The Rappahannock County School Board offers its profound appreciation and gratitude to Mr. Larry Grove for his exceptional service, unwavering dedication, transformative leadership on behalf of students, families, and the community. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Mr. Grove and entered into the official minutes of the Rappahannock County School Board on this 9th day of December 2025. That's it. So, we should probably come in this area, and then and Shannon will join us front. Mr. Grove, where we go? Right here. Center. Unless Luke has a better recommendation.
I don't.
Better recommendation, is this okay?
I just want to make sure we have.
So, this is for you.
You can come middle.
No, not in the back, no, in the front.
Step forward.
This is the framed version of the very same resolution that is read to you. All right, and for a picture, can you see everybody in the picture?
If Mr. Uben can move that way here. There we go.
Nice trying to hide that. I pulled it back.
All right, and then Missy, I'll move that way. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Now we're 1, 2, 3, Rachel, and thank you. Perfect.
All right, hold on, we're not done.
Well, wait, there's more.
There's more, hold on. It's getting better.
All right, there is a story behind this. So, Mr. Grove, we have a special gift for you. A lot of hands went into this, no pun intended. Actually, Mr. Euban found the wood from Rappahannock. You want to say anything about that?
It's grown here, milled here, worked here. That's from the high school, so.
Yay.
And Miss Bolt tricked me into doing it, so.
And then the 8th grade makerspace class that you helped to get the equipment for actually made this clock for you.
Wonderful.
And it says, "Life is better on a tractor." Engraved, so they designed it and they engraved it with the equipment there. And then it says, "Mr. Larry Grove, 12 years of service. Thank you for your service to the Rappahannock County School Board 2025. And it works and everything, isn't it beautiful? And Robin Bolt did the finishing work on it and making sure it's
Wonderful.
that's for you as well.
Oh, that's great.
It was ready to go.
That's a much better looking barn than mine. I guarantee you.
That's better on track.
We're good.
We should get your picture with these, huh?
Yeah, with both of them.
Can you?
Oh, yeah, I can do it.
He's strong.
He's got it.
Russell's the livestock.
I have one for me.
All right,
We
thank
good?
you. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you. It's more than you know.
Very much.
I tell you,
We'll
folks.
still be
And
calling you
thank you,
Larry.
Kathy, because he was missing
Now, Mr.
many
Mills,
years.
Lenny Janot has brought a little treat in honor of Mr.
Oh,
Grove. If
did
we want to take a brief recess.
Sure.
So people can
Hey, we're gonna have
congratulate
a snack recess.
Larry,
For what it's worth, you know, and I've told everybody, this is probably the best group, the board, that anybody could ever work with. That's great. I've seen a lot of them over my years.
And you've been a part of a lot of them.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
Larry, you made things look as easy as pie, but I know it's not really that way. So I asked Kathy what your favorite desserts are, so we have some chocolate pie and some lemon meringue pie. I know you're not a big sweet eater, but I was going to share with everybody else to say thank you for all your service. We appreciate it. So if anybody'd like a little piece.
And you win the award for fun.
Oh, for fun, exactly, right?
You win the award.
And I hope they're gone. They might be frozen still.
Dollars. The Rappahannock Lions Club donated $6,000
All right.
to cover the Spring Trades Academy, as an example. Farm Bureau 500 to the FFA. The Barn at Newbies, $200 to the class of 2029. And Brandy Pear donated $25 to class of 2026. So we'll accept those during the consent agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the minutes from November 11th?
So moved.
We have a motion from Ms. Bynum. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Rubin. Any comment? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. And the minutes are adopted. Mr. Grove, did you have a chance to review the bills
I did, for the last time.
for the last time? Well,
Unless I get on the budget committee somewhere.
officially.
Yes.
No, actually, we're at 47%, exactly where we're supposed to be.
Wow, you guys are amazing.
Well, that's good. All right, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which contains the donations, approval to pay the bills, the attendance report, and the homeschool report? Is there a motion? We have a motion from Ms. McCool. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bynum. All in favor, aye. Aye, opposed, no. So ordered. Dr. Grimsley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mr. Grove, just a point of personal privilege. It has been such an honor to learn and grow under you. Oh, man, but you're still gonna be around and you're in my districts and I know where you live. So we're gonna talk a lot. But you've been amazing.
All good.
Thank you and all the fun stuff that you tell
Yeah.
them.
We have a private joke. We'll leave it there.
Or is it no longer being?
That's right.
All the challenging stuff is the fun stuff. For 4.1, the reports of the superintendent is actually not a report of the superintendent, but a report of Jackie Tiedrick, our incredible nutrition director. So I'm gonna invite her to come to the podium. School nutrition, I call it sort of like the black hole of education because it is such a confusing, complex structure that a lot of people don't know a lot about. And then we do get a lot of questions about that, and Jackie has very successfully navigated a 5-year administrative review process with USDA. So those things are very complicated and involved. So she's going to sort of give us a little bit of clarity on how that all comes to be. Jackie. I'm finding your presentation. I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jackie.
How are you all?
Good to see you again.
Excellent. So what prompted this was, oh wow, I don't know.
You need to move this so
Move
that
it where
everybody
You need to
can
talk
hear you.
into it, I'm sorry. I know you love that.
I know. Can I,
You can move it
You can move
anywhere.
it.
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
want.
move it up, down.
As long as it's still in your
There you
face.
go.
There you go.
I can hear you.
all right, a little awkward. All right, so what prompted this was I had an administrative review of the school nutrition program. And Dr. Grimsley has seen me kind of fret and concerned, and ever since August I have been working on it, and it's a lot. And she was saying that, you know, a lot of people really don't understand the whole ins and outs of school nutrition and the cafeteria and a tray and what all goes into it, just one tray. And honestly, I didn't realize it either until I kind of dived into it, and I'm still learning every day. And when I talk to other school nutrition directors, they say they learn every day, and they've been in it for 20, 30 years. I'm like, I can see that because it can be very confusing. So I kind of did it this way, just a story behind a lunch tray, because there is a story, and it's a very complex story. And I just want to take you beyond what students see on a lunch tray and share the story behind it, and like the systems, regulations, and safeguards that ensure every meal we serve is like nutritious, compliant, and available at no cost under our CEP guidelines, which I can explain more about that too. There seems to be a little, if you don't really know much, you just know that the lunches and the breakfasts are free, but there's a lot behind that as well. So this slide, This slide just kind of goes through the process of planning. We procure it, we prep and cook it, we have service, and we have to have an accurate point of service count, and then we send in a claim for reimbursement. So that's kind of the journey. So slide 3 is the USDA regulations and meal pattern compliance. And before a meal is served, it's got to meet the nutrition guidelines that's set forth by the United States or the USDA standards. And one incorrect portion size or unapproved product can result in that meal not being reimbursable, or it's disallowed, it's not cleaned. So during this review process, we are observed. We have an off-site and an on-site, and I'll tell you more about that. But so before a student ever gets online, that tray has to meet federal and state guidelines and requirements. So every entree, every fruit, veggie, grain, and milk, those are all the components of a tray. And you have to offer all those components, every 5 component, and the student has to take 3 at lunch. And a veggie is required, and you have to have a half a cup. So if you can imagine being a cashier in line and saying, you gotta go grab your veggie, they have to take it. Some kids, they get used to it, but it's, we always have a veggie available, and they have to take a half a cup, and it's strict. There's like no deviation. So all of these requirements, all these components, we have to stay within a whole grain requirement, a calorie range, limits on sodium, saturated fat, and just the overall nutrient profile. And then we have to document every food item served, how much, what's left over, how much do we pay for it. All that has to be tallied up and overseen. Can you go to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So the tray begins before sunrise. It literally does. counting the meal is the next part of it. We have to have a reimbursable meal at the point of service, and it's a live kind of thing. When the kid comes through, if they don't have a reimbursable meal, their plate, it doesn't have what it's supposed to have on them, we can't claim it for money. So it has to be checked in real time. This involves like compliance of offer versus serve. So offer versus serve is where we offer all 5 components, and then they must take 3 of them. And the theory behind that is you have less waste. If the kid can choose what component they have to have the veggie and fruit, remember that. But the other 2, if they have choice, the theory behind it is less waste. And then you're not spending, you save money. So all that has to be verified. You can go to the next one, thank you. All right, so chapter 3 is the documentation, and that's really the tedious part and the very frustrating part. Some days it can be really frustrating, but we do it, and we did it well because our review showed that we did. So I'm really proud of that. But for the USDA, if it isn't documented, it didn't happen. Literally, it did not happen. So you can get a citation or however you want to say it. I didn't go to jail, so I was like told shame. I didn't go to federal prison. I was so excited. So each lunch tray represents production records, and this production record has every item that's on that tray, and it has how much we prepared, how much we served, how is it credited. So like a chicken nugget, we have to serve it. Kids love it. So the chicken nugget, 5 pieces of nuggets is a 2-ounce protein, and we can credit a 1-ounce grain, but we have to add a roll to it to make it a 2-ounce grain. Did you get that?
No.
Yeah.
Not enough bread in a nugget, is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the kind of the thing that we have to document in our production records. What did it credit? What component did it credit? And we have to have standardized recipes that's aligned with this USDA format. We have to have ingredient lists and allergens. We have to put that in our point of service to make sure that the kid has an allergy, it's flagged. We have to have nutrition labels. And we have to document every procurement, every purchase. That's a whole nother review that I'll have next year. They'll go through all of our financials, all of our procurement, and make sure that we, if we spend this much money in micro purchasing, do I have a receipt for it? Is it compliant? And then all the logs that we do, the food safety logs and operating procedures, those have to be on file. We have to worry about civil rights compliance, so we have to train for that every year at the beginning of the year. I have to hand in sign-in sheets to prove that we did it. And then we have child nutrition labels and product formulation statements, and those are required for a grain and a protein, because we have to ensure that they're crediting the right amount. So the big contracts, the quotes, cost analysis, all those things are done. It's a lot of fun. So procurement is one of the most complex, and it's the least understood, and I still don't grasp all of it. And that's no fault to me. You can ask any other director, they're like, it's a lot. There's so many guidelines, and you have to be sure. But we must follow the federal, the state, and the local procurement laws, and we got to acquire competitive quotes and formal bids for a certain amount of threshold. Document price comparisons. I can't go out and buy this from this vendor when it's cheaper from this vendor. I have to justify it and have documentation of that. And then the good old Buy American compliance. 10% of our food budget has to be allowed for non-domestic, like bananas, mandarin oranges, some of the juices, some of the ingredients in that is not domestic. So I have to read labels and make sure, and if it's not within the United States, and I have to justify that too. I have to have documentation. So that one is really annoying because kids love bananas and they like pineapple, and we don't buy those anymore because I have to keep a cap on them. So procurement logs and cost price again. So any missing quote, undocumented decision, or unreliable product can jeopardize the funding, our federal funding. So it's really important that I stay on top of that. Claiming, turning trays into revenue, and that's where it kind of, there's a lot of things that turn trays into revenue. One is participation. That's the big one. And so if kids they don't like the meal, we try new things, we go back to the drawing board, but every tray, every claim impacts reimbursement through CEP, which is basically students, in need we don't accept applications. It's just community-based on our free and reduced rate. So everyone gets to have a free breakfast and lunch, a reimbursable breakfast and lunch. To claim reimbursement accurately, we have to have daily counts. So those counts have to match reports that we print. We have to do edit checks to make sure that when we claim 10 meals, that the point of service had 10 meals as well. And what we procured and what we prepared kind of matches that. So if you put on the production record that you prepared 30 bagels and you claim 50, well, where'd that 20 go? And they look at that too. So it can be tedious. Okay. So here are our reimbursement rates. I can't see that, so I'm gonna pull out my little handy. Sorry, and then the 50 club. So if you look at this chart, I thought it'd be helpful. Thank you, Shannon, or Gail, or Dr. Roseman, sorry. So I just thought it would be good to see the USDA reimbursement rates for this year. So we have lunch for both schools, and so at a free rate and a reduced rate, they're a little different, but we get for a reimbursable meal, we get $4.60 for the free, they're identified. So they're directly certified through social services, and that's how we get our CEP data. So if the student is labeled free, then we get to claim $4.60 for that tray. If it's reduced, if that student's reduced, it's $4.20. And if the student has never, they don't have a direct cert, they don't have the need, we get 44 cents for their tray. So then if you look down for breakfast, $2.46 and $2.16 between the free and the reduced. And then we get 40 cents for a tray for the regular paid students. We also get a severe need. So that's based on 2 years prior, and they look at the total lunches of 2 years prior, and they determine if you're 40% above free and reduced rate, then you're considered severe need for breakfast, and you get an extra, 9 cents. I think, wait, no, you get, yeah. You see, all these numbers, they float in your head, and you're like, wait, what?
We're abolishing.
Right.
You're gonna have a quiz after this, so be prepared. Hope you brought pencils. All right, so the CEP, this is, we're division-wide CEP, and it ensures that at least that 25% of enrolled students are identified students as of April 1st, the prior school year. So I'll pull April 1st data. So this year, when we apply or we fill out the application, I'll pull April of this year for next school year. So this school year, I'll pull April of last year. That's how they determine what data they use for that month in that year. So we have to participate in the National School Lunch Program, the breakfast program, and we do. And we offer lunches and breakfasts to all students at no charge. And schools do not collect household free and reduced price meal applications. We're not allowed to do that because we're community eligible. So we don't collect applications, like we would normally in a normal, if we weren't CEP. So it's based on the ISP, which is directly certified through, and that is through SNAP, temporary assistance for needy families and Medicaid data matching. Or foster homeless, they're all categorically. And so that determines through the social services when they're directly certified. I get a report and I run it and I put it through a point of service, and that's how I identify when I claim meals.
And that percentage threshold just changed a couple of years ago, which
Yeah,
is
so
how
in 2023, the threshold was 40%. And then they, I guess, lowered it. So if you were 25% or more free and reduced rate, and that's how it come to be that we could do CEP at the high school. Because elementary barely made it. We were at 40% free and reduced rate. And that's how elementary started out on CEP. We were able to do that. And then when they lowered the threshold, high school was able to, we could do a full division-wide CEP.
And what does CEP stand for again?
Community eligibility provision. It's just basically, it's a application for the entire community, a free and reduced application for the entire community. We're all a big family, we're all together, and we're claiming together, and we're in need based on our free and reduced rate. So just real quick, I thought some numbers might be helpful with these little charts, but here is our eligibility, our site eligibility for program year 24-25, which was last year. So that was the data from April 1st, 2025 for this year. So then the number of identified students for high school was 101, and then for elementary is 189 identified students. And so if you look at that compared to our enrollment numbers for April 2025, we have 319 enrolled that month in April, and we have 471 at the elementary school. So if you do your math, you would get an ISP identified student percentage. They're identified through the social services. They're directly certified, that's what that means. And you would get your percentages there. And so basically to get the free and reduced rate, it's your ISP times 1.6, which is like a multiplier they use. It's been there for years, just for those students that maybe don't get free and reduced rates or don't go to the social service and apply for those benefits. Okay. Here is, this is this year, since we're talking about data from the year before, but so far we've served at the high school. Now, it doesn't include November because I don't have those yet in the point of service, but, excuse me, my throat is really dry. So we have 10,625 meals we've served so far at the high school. And then at the elementary, we have served, this is lunch only, we have served 15,025 meals. I think it's just kind of cool to see how many meals go out the door. So that's 3 months worth of meals total that we've served for lunch thus far. And then this little chart just kind of goes along. So total 25,650 total meals for lunches that we've served as a district. And then you can see there are free and reduced rates. And it breaks it down to the number of students that are free and the number of students that are considered in the paid category. They don't qualify for benefits. So looking at all these meals we serve, the hands behind the tray, they're the ones that are in the trenches. They deserve so much praise. I can't say enough about them. They come in and they don't question it. They just go to work. Well, they question it, but like, why did I do this? Obviously. God, I gotta do this today, but that's just normal. But they do it, and they do it well. So they're like our unsung champions. They have to complete training, food safety course. They have to have professional standard hours. They'll have to document that. What did they do? Provide all the certificates to the state. They have ongoing recipe and production training. specialized training for new equipment if we get any. And just recently, with our HMI grant, we did have some new equipment, so we did have to train them on that. And then smart snacks compliance training is that we can't offer anything that doesn't meet that certain guideline or we get deemed. They memorize meal patterns. They recognize, a reimbursable lunch, breakfast in seconds because they have to. They manage like the allergens. They greet students. Some of these students that come through the line, their first conversation is with the lunch lady or what's what they call them, and it could be they got on the bus and didn't speak to anyone, but when they come to the breakfast line, they're there greeting them. And some of these kids are just, it's awesome to watch when they come through the line because they love the lunch ladies, So they are. And so we did an appreciation for them. This slide behind it is kind of like we made them superheroes and put their faces on the capes, and so that's the high school staff that I found that worked with this slide. So their work is deeply human and deeply regulated, and they are hands behind every tray. So the outcome, the meal is safe, nutritious, compliant, and free to all. So by the time the student receives a tray, we have already verified procurement, planned and documented, ensured crediting, trained staff, checked for smart snack compliance, ensured proper counting, completed monthly claims, maintained CEP sustainability, followed all food safety protocols, all so a student can enjoy a meal. That's what we do. It's a lot, but we love it. And the final chapter, there's probably should have been more chapters, but why this matters, the story behind a lunch tray is not just about compliance, it's about equity, access, and dignity for every child. So a child should never be identified. CEP lets everybody be free, and that is really important. I know Dr. Grimsley supports that as far as not identifying students, and everybody should eat free. Kids should not come to school and worry about food. That's my personal opinion. Our work ensures that every student eats that too at no cost, and we remain in good standing with USDA and BDOE. And students receive meals that are fuel learning, and if they're hungry, they can't learn, they can't focus. And we try to stay within these parameters that USDA gives us and try to make the meals fun and nutritious as possible with what we're working with. Okay, so I'm going to speed this along because I know you guys, school nutrition, I love it, but some people are like, this is boring. So bear with me. These slides don't even they're just really a broad overview. I really wanted to get into detail, but I had to rein it in. But the administrative review that I just went under, it's a federal audit every 5 years. Basically, we're stewards of federal money, and BDOE facilitates that review, and they make sure that Rappahannock County Public Schools is good stewards of USDA money and that we're following all those guidelines, just like any other audit that Gail would have or whatever. So they review meal quality, nutrition standards, production records, meal counting, all the things. Financial management, procurement, civil rights. How the review occurs is, in August I was preparing document submission off-site, so I upload to SnipWeb all the documents they need, and then they come on-site for about 3 days, and then they do their observation, they pull financials, just all the compliance verification that they need. So that protects our federal reimbursement and ensures that all these meals are accountable and they meet all the compliance and the.
They do that every year?
Every 5 years. It used to be every 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so now it's every 5, so.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you
nice to
said they were
know.
coming next year to do finances.
Well, see, that's procurement only. BDOE does a separate procurement review.
Okay.
This is the whole program.
Yeah.
It's a little more intense, but it's still nerve-wracking. So we were reviewed in October. They came in October, Randy from BDOE. Our review month was September of this year. And they reviewed the school breakfast program, the lunch program, and our CEP program. And program and access and reimbursements, there was no findings. These are the major categories. Meal patterns and nutritional quality, no findings. Civil rights and school nutrition. Underneath that category is smart snacks, and they have to be compliant. There's a little smart snacks calculator, you put in the calories, all the things, and it has to meet it. We were serving one a la carte item in the high school that didn't meet the requirements because we had 8th graders in the building. If it hadn't been for 8th graders in the building, I would have had a great, I would have been 100%.
I use that a lot.
There's darn 8th graders. It was Gatorade. Yeah, so they can only have a certain amount at that 8th grade threshold, because 8th grade is considered middle school. So that meal pattern is middle school, and so it was an honest mistake.
What if we did Gatorade 0?
I think it was G2, which I don't drink Gatorade, so, but it may have met like calorie and everything, but it's considered a sports drink too.
Yeah.
So that was part of it as well. So darn it. But overall, we demonstrated strong compliance across major areas. Only one smart snack technical issue identified, so there was no major findings. So that TA was, you look at that and you're like, that's fine.
For them to find something.
They gotta find something, right?
Might as well be that.
Okay, so looking ahead real quickly, we are in a cohort through VDOE, the Virginia Food for Virginia Kids. It's a statewide initiative led by VDOE and Chef Ann Foundation. If you've never heard of Chef Ann Foundation, they're amazing. Go on their website, amazing nonprofit. Their purpose is to help school divisions across Virginia to improve the quality of school meals. They support scratch cooking. We're trying to move from heat and serve to more scratch, which more of a speed scratch right now. You know, homemade sauces and ranch dressings and kind of like that, because let's face it, we do have a limited amount of time and we got to start in small increments. I can't tell them to make. They do actually. We make pizza from scratch, but it's baby steps. And then the use of Virginia grown foods. They want us to procure more local, so they're going to help us with that. And we do procure local, but they're going to support that effort too. Culinary training. That's where Chef Ann Foundation comes in. Knife skills, batch cooking, all the things that you need to know before you can scratch cook. And it has to meet those guidelines. So scratch cooking's fun, but when you put it in that little box, it sucks the fun out of it. Sometimes you have to be creative, and that's what we try to do. So 4 is just better menu quality and trying to redesign menus for healthier, more appealing to students, culturally responsive, less processed is the goal. And then they have operational support. They come out and visit. They came to visit us in October. Chef Ann Foundation and VDOE came out and they observed and they took notes, and they're gonna like give us a report, and I'll report back to you what they say of the suggestions that they should make. But as far as like reducing food waste and strengthening procurement practices, increasing student participation is a big one, because again, that's revenue at Trey. So my goals are to expand the scratch cooking and menu quality, and strengthen local procurement, increase student engagement, because that's the biggest piece of it, and improve financial efficiency and cost management. That's a big piece of it too. And ensure like strong compliance, continue with that, so we can remain CEP, get federal funded. I'm sure y'all would appreciate that. Yes. Closing thoughts. When you see a lunch tray, I hope you now see the full story. A story of compliance, accountability, a story of planning, procurement, documentation, training, and oversight, a story of feeding students well and doing it the right way. And as always, I appreciate your support of the school nutrition program. Sorry, it was longer than I thought. It's necessary.
I just thought I saw a bunch of food on the tray.
Yeah.
I know I'm hungry now. I haven't eaten dinner.
It's a good thing. I mean, the story of the tray is a good story.
Yes.
They do it.
It's a lot behind it. Do you have any questions that I can answer, or?
The lunch lady was always my favorite person
Oh
in school.
no, I've been on lunch lady.
In Arlington, they made spaghetti from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
and the plate was probably like this, and she just kept piling it on.
Yeah, so our sauce is scratch for spaghetti. The pizza sauce is scratch. But it's something about that lunch lady, like I could do it, but it wouldn't be the same, but the lunch lady has to do it. Something about the love and all they put in behind that tray.
And I've watched them digging through some of the old recipe books with the new
We
regs
do.
and
We
get
have
so
recipe books
creative.
from
They
like-
have recipe books and they try to get so creative. It's like, reminds me of those think tanks from NASA that like have all this pile of stuff and you've got to figure out how to create amazing stuff out of it. That's
Yeah,
what
we
those
still have
ladies
those
do.
old
They
recipes,
do
we
a
pull them
great
out
job.
and then we just try to like fit them into the meal pattern, into like the new sodium limits and saturated fat, like all that. There's still guidelines that we have to meet. We're gradually, meeting those. They're giving us steps to do that. And all that has to be plugged in. So if your week doesn't meet the components and you don't meet the saturated fat, the sodium, all that, then you have to go back and do the whole week again. Like, we can't have that meal because of our sodium limits.
And then when they get something that tastes amazing, like I love walking through there with one of the Tony especially, he's like, Dr. Grimsley, come try this. You have to try this. We got it right.
We love
Wow.
Tony.
Okay. It's so great.
Um,
But they work so hard and like Jackie said, the story behind it is one that we do get questions about during budget time too, a lot with the community eligibility provision, what goes into it, how does that work? But a takeaway for families is please encourage your children to eat the school breakfast and lunch.
Yes,
If they're not
please.
hungry in the
If anyone's
morning
listening,
initially,
yeah.
second breakfast is another opportunity that they can,
Right, so we have second breakfast at the high school and we have grab and go at the elementary school. And those are designed to increase participation. It's supposed to be convenient and, these students love both. That's our most of our breakfast at the high school is the second chance. Probably 80% of it. Participation.
Salad bar.
So I've heard questions about, and I am curious about food waste and the potential for
So food waste,
composting and-
it starts with your menu. And if you don't have a good cycle menu and you don't, and then from there, once you go through the cycle menu, you can go look at production records and you try to fine tune, okay, we sold this many. And then from there, you procure the right amount. It's hard. And then, we won't serve it the next day, if we overcook something or whatever. But the waste is, the offer versus serve is supposed to help eliminate some of that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate it that they have to take the certain components, like they should take a veggie. Eat your veggies, you should, we're teaching them that. But it does come down to where you see them just dumping it because they had to take 3.
Yeah.
But at least it's not all 5. We could do that. It's crazy. So the waste thing is troubling for me because we know, as Americans, how our country we eating, and other countries are just like.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Well,
be
within our country, like there's people that are, I don't know, I could
great
go on.
to be able to work with, even on an experimental level, with compost of some of the.
Already talking to Kyle about compost, yes. We gotta pull in all the right people though, before we decide what we're gonna do, but.
More about that next.
You just wait, it's coming.
I know, I'm so.
Brace yourselves. All right, again, thank you so much for having me, and,
Really well done.
if you have any feedback, if you hear things, or please, feel free to let me know, because feedback is what we want, even if it's constructive criticism, because that's how we grow, and that's how I learn, and, it's a cycle, full circle.
They got caught too.
Okay, sorry to bring you food. Jan said don't feed them, she said, do not feed them, just come and present and leave.
Thank you,
No, I'm
Jackie.
kidding.
Thank you, Jackie, so much.
Thank you so much.
Another question, this is probably for you, Dr. Gibson, but I see, so tonight we're going to be voting on this regulation.
Oh,
Right.
yes, we didn't talk about that, thank you.
And I see at the, and so I've read it, but I see at the end of it, it says approved, and there's a blank line, which I'm assuming is basically, if we vote on it,
Correct.
it is approved. So
That's right.
I don't think we're not gonna type that in, right?
Not right now, but yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna type in the Rappahannock County School Board on this date approved or anything like that on this. The thing we're voting on is this thing that's attached.
Yes. So this is going to be a new updated policy. Here's something interesting. So one of my criticisms when we have these reviews is that VSBA policy, that is what our services provide that are all vetted and compliant. This is the only one that usually doesn't line up perfectly with the federal USDA guidelines. So we had to make some changes to the meal charge policy. So in essence, this will become a regulation because we can't deviate from a policy but so much and still have the backing of the VSBA. But it does add in the academic review, technical assistance pieces that Jackie talked about. So we have to formally adopt this and make sure it's part of the minutes so that she can upload that to her little system. There you are. So you can upload that to your system and we'll be compliant.
And if she is gonna upload it, when we probably, I mean, it's good to have it dated,
Mhm.
The school board adopted on this date, some kind of statement, because it's
Yeah.
dateless.
No, it will. When this gets approved, I'm sorry, the EFBA policy will also have a reviewed, did I put that in here? EFB policy will still have that
The
standard stamp.
policy will, okay, and this is just a
And this is a reg
regulation.
that will go under it, approved with the date.
Okay,
Yes,
the date goes
yes,
there.
sir.
All right, good. All right.
That's the last piece I need is for you to approve it.
Yeah.
We're gonna like take all the federal money and
Have a
everything.
piece of pie, and about 30 minutes, we'll,
Under action items, the food service policy is there, so I think you'll be all right.
all right.
All right, item 4.2, if Holly Jenkins, our Wellness Integration Coordinator for Commit to Be Fit, will come to the podium. This is the time of year where we do the C2BF annual report as well as give you the highlights for this year's goals for the program, very deeply interconnected with what Jackie just talked about with the school nutrition. So Holly, I will give you the floor.
Thank you so much. Woo, this mic takes some getting used to here. All right, well, school board, Dr. Grimsley, Gail, and the amazing audience that's in attendance tonight. It is my honor and great privilege to tell you about school year 24-25, which, wow, was a long time ago. So we're going to very quickly cover some of the highlights. There is a booklet that has been uploaded, to board docs. So if you have a chance to review that, you can see all the information in great detail. For the folks in the audience or watching online, you can also find that on board docs and also our Commit to Be Fit website, rapc2bf.com, right on the homepage. But some of the highlights, I'm going to move this up. Some of the highlights from 24-25, speaking of the cafeteria, which you heard in great detail from Jackie, who did an amazing job. They worked to improve the nutritional quality in the cafeterias, which was huge. A lot of work went into that, both with the cafeteria staff. They did an amazing job, as well as Jackie Tiedrick. They introduced the grab and go cart for breakfast at the elementary school, which Jackie referenced. As she said, that was a huge hit and continues to be a huge hit with the kiddos. They also introduced a new milk dispenser at the high school. The kids really reported that the milk tasted a lot fresher. They also had the option of the vanilla as well as the chocolate, and then strawberry milk also was a big hit with kids. For the classroom prom, the team really focused on literacy integration and our action-based learning lab. With that, the kids still went through all the different stations. It was K-2 last year, and at each station, in addition to movement, they also had some different literacy activities that we helped with. Catherine Todd, our reading specialist, she helped design some of those activities as well. So not only were they moving, but we were helping to reinforce some of the things they had learned in the classroom. Also, classroom push-ins are huge at RCES, especially in primary grades last year. We had some help from Fresh, Commit to Be Fit's sister program in Fauquier, which is also funded by the PATH Foundation. And Taylor came out and Jeremy pushed in the classrooms and got the kids moving, doing a lot of content review with videos, which was very exciting. Also, at the high school, there was a digital balance challenge for the high school students, really making them aware of how much time they're actually looking at their screens. Awareness was key, and once they were more aware of how much they were actually picking up the device, there was little challenges to help them find ways to reduce that screen time. For our community prom, the clinic, the telehealth clinic that we have with Valley Health, expanded to include staff in addition to all of the students, which were already being seen. But that was huge for the staff also to be able to visit Tara in the clinic. Instead of having to take a half day off from work to go to the doctor, they could just pop in quickly, which was very, very helpful. Also piloted the opening the clinic up to Rapid Home members or friends, which is nice being such a local resource so they could come in and meet with a doctor via telehealth instead of having to travel out of county. Also, staff farmers market, that is always a huge hit. With that, the local vendors came in, set up their booths, and the staff were provided with $40 in tickets, courtesy of the REACH initiative, to shop among the different vendors, pick up some fresh produce, some bread, or whatever they may like, just in time for Thanksgiving. And then they also participated with the family engagement night, which was a huge event at the elementary school. They did have a Blaze Pod exhibit and also gave out free books for families. So very exciting. I would like to mention the PATH Foundation is Commit to Be Fit is funded by the PATH Foundation. Without their support, none of this would be possible. So we're very thankful for that. So that's the highlights. So let's talk about this year. And this year, what an exciting year it's been so far. I'd like to go ahead and introduce my team. They're actually all here tonight. If you guys want to stand up.
The team.
All right, so we have Jeremy Gates, Kyle Wenzel, who I will talk about in just a moment, Tara Prince, of course, in our telehealth clinic, and then always Dr. Grimsley is a team member as well for all that she has done to bring the program here to Rappahannock. So I also want to point out that we also have some additional funding this year in addition to PATH, which PATH is amazing, has always been very good to us. We also now have some additional support from Headwaters Foundation. And then also I want to give a shout out to the REACH initiative because their funding really truly has made all of this possible, what you're about to see. So, yes, without further ado, I want to jump right into our first goal, which is to really expand our nutrition education efforts beyond the cafeteria. Really integrating nutrition-focused content into classrooms and our school gardens. And of course, we're going to continue the movement-based learning. That's a huge component. We know we learn best on our feet rather than our seat. So we're going to keep the kids moving and getting them excited about garden spaces and learning about their food. Now we were able to bring on Kyle Wenzel this year. Kyle is a veteran teacher with over 20 years of teaching experience. And also BNLA certified horticulturist. So how did we get so lucky to find Kyle? But he's been a great addition to the team. He's amazing. The kids really enjoy all the fun movement activities and getting excited about the gardens and the foods. And again, thank you to PATH and Headwaters. Without them, we would not have been able to add Kyle to the team. So we're very grateful. So one of the big changes that we did this year is we brought in the active learning and outdoor spaces elective. Now this is K through 3 at the elementary school. And the idea is to introduce them to foods that are grown at a very young age. Get them excited about eating it, trying it, tasting it, smelling it. And of course, moving outdoors, getting lots of time to be out in nature. So let's go ahead. I have a lot of pictures here, so I'm going to move fairly quickly. But the whole premise behind the action, the alias class, as I like to call it, is that we're really planting the seeds for a healthier generation. So as I mentioned, it's a K-3 exploratory, and it is designed to promote the following. First of all, an understanding of how food is grown, how fruits and vegetables, where they came from. Getting them really excited about seeing the process of growing it. You can tell from the smiles on their faces, it looks so cute. All right, an interest in fruits and vegetables. This is a very hands-on class. They get to sample different things. They get to learn all different aspects of growing them. So it's just really to pique their interest as well. An appreciation for nature. We live in a beautiful community, and it's wonderful to be able to take them outdoors. And Kyle is amazing. He's just got this great wisdom about all the different aspects of trees, not just the gardens, but everything that you're going to find outside. And the kids are just having a ball learning about different things they see every day, but they might not have thought about. Of course, physical activity. We're committed to be fit, so we want to make sure the kids are moving and having fun. And as you can see, it was an impromptu activity, but there was a clean tarp there, and Mr. Wenzel thought, hey, remember the old parachutes in gym class? And the kids had a ball. Mindfulness. Now, this is a key component to this class as well. And Mr. Wenzel's actually been doing this series, and I say Kyle, Jeremy also has been integral in this class as well, especially with activity. But the mindfulness series, each week the classes are taking a different sense and exploring nature and foods using touch, sight, smell, taste. It's just, yeah, they're really taking a moment to observe things that they wouldn't normally have a chance to do in busy life, and to really pique their curiosity and just calm themselves also in that moment, listening to the sounds of nature, for example. Memorable experiences. This picture says it all. Look at those expressions, they're so cute. This was a little demonstration with using seeds. Now they were colored so that the kids could easily see them. But you add in certain ingredients and they start dancing, which the kids absolutely love. I mentioned curiosity. Curiosity and exploration. This was part of the sight lesson where they had little magnifying glasses and they had to go outside and record things that they saw with their magnifying glasses. And I know there were several bugs, different plants that they saw. And anthill, I believe, but they got excited. They drew out everything they saw in their little photo album that you could see the kids holding. So, as I mentioned, we really want to get them excited at an early age, and we're hoping that this program is going to lead into the Farm to Table Exploratory. Farm to Table is back, and it's for 6th and 7th graders. They're doing everything from learning about the garden design. Today they're out in the courtyard and learning how to use a level to make sure space is level and put down a garden bed. They're also going to be doing a lot more gardening come springtime. That's when they're going to be very busy. The picture on the right there, they're doing a little soil test. So they're really enjoying that. We're really grateful to have Farm to Table back. And again, thanks to Path and Headwaters. All right, so second goal. We want to really enhance staff morale, trying to reduce stress and offering a lot of activities that isn't just fitness oriented like we've done in the past, but really to focus on building a social connection among our staff members. We do follow the WISC model there. And employee wellness is a key component of that. All right, so this Gallup poll, you probably have seen these numbers before, but K-12 staff, according to the poll, reported the highest burnout rates compared to other professions in the United States. 44% of all school employees reported feeling burnout, either always or very often. That is depressing.
Yes. Literally.
Yes, literally. Yeah, for several years we were kind of neck and neck with nurses, but this particular poll indicated that we were above and beyond. And there is the source there if you want to take a look at that. Now it also affects the students. Our research shows that there's a link between teachers that report feeling burnt out and lower academic performance for students. So we wanted to to change that the best that we could. So in addition to our regular physical activities that we offer for staff, such as strength training and circuit, we really branched out and we started offering things like hiking. We live in an area that is plentiful and with hiking trails and beautiful scenery. So we would have everyone sign up, they jumped on the activity bus, and off we went to different trails such as Mary's Rock, we did that a few times, White Oak Canyon. We have a lot more planned for the spring. And it was a great opportunity really to get folks together from both buildings in the central office to make special, connections that you wouldn't normally make in the school building. Golf league. This was suggested by one of our staff members, and I said, that's amazing, let's do it. But I know nothing about golf. Can you help co-chair this? And he did. And yes, what a great opportunity to utilize the course out in Sperryville. Staff had a great time. They were outdoors, they were moving, they were having fun. Bingo.
Who won that one?
We have held it so many different times, I can't even tell you who has won. We've played multiple games. This is fun. In fact, tonight we had a white elephant bingo for staff, where they had to, of course, bring a wrapped present. But each time we have it, we have a different theme. We've done silly socks. We've done turkey theme, where all the prizes had something to do with turkeys, whether it's a turkey hat, turkey glasses, whatever. But yeah, it's just, again, another fun way to get the staff to just mingle and to have fun and just to build that social connection even more. All right, this was another one that was requested by staff, pickleball. And we'll go out to the park, and whomever would like to play will come out, and we've had a great time. One of our staff members' husbands is, I don't know if he's a professional, but he should be. He's very good. And he has been out there coaching and giving us pointers and really teaching us all the rules and the scoring, which is quite more challenging than I thought it would be. But yeah, so that's been a blast. Intro to ukulele. Yeah, this one is another one that one of our staff members said, it's our music teacher at the elementary school, Kelby, she's awesome. She said, I have 20 ukuleles, if anyone's interested in learning it, I'd love to host a workshop. Yeah. And so that has grown into a weekly offering where we get together and play ukulele, and she's an amazing teacher, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so staff events, the staff farmers market continues to be a hit. We did that again this past November, and we had some new farmers that joined us, which was really exciting, including Waterpenny. And we also had a lot of returning farmers as well. Great for the farmers as well as the staff. They're so appreciative of it. And the $40 in tickets, again, is provided by the REACH initiative, and our staff are so very grateful. All right, staff competitions. So we like to do our challenges, and what we really wanted to do was make sure we were focusing on that social connection. So we put everyone into teams. Anyone that wanted to participate, they were randomly drawn on a team. We were very mindful to make sure that we mixed up the folks from the high school and the elementary school and the school board office, because really what we really wanted was to form stronger relationships, to really strengthen those bonds. And the whole point is to move more. They have to track how many active minutes they get throughout the week. Anything that requires movement gets their heart rate up, and is a minimum of 10 minutes would count towards this. And then at the end of the week, they send me their active minutes, and I just crunch them up and have a team score for each group. And they've had a blast competing against one another, have some great weekly prizes. And I love the names. If you read the names,
They're great.
Yeah, if you can't see it in the back, we have Cirque du Soar legs. Yeah, we have our grade A gains, stop, drop, and squat. The young and the breathless. Yeah, the mighty three. Yeah, it's great. They're having a lot of fun with it, and we're having fun as well. Because while we can't compete, we do encourage them to try to beat our score. And if they beat our score, then they are entered into a special prize drawing at the end, so. All right, and lastly, our third goal is we're really aiming to increase healthy habits for students beyond physical activity and healthy food choices. We really wanted to do more this year to address like sleep, hydration, hygiene, even things like brushing your teeth regularly. It might sound silly, but it is a really good thing, especially for the younger kids, to really help instill good, healthy habits. Recently, Tara joined us for a hand washing workshop. And with that, we had pre-K through 5th grade with that one. And we had the glow germs in a special light. Yeah, which the team.
Disgusting, really.
It is.
It's like,
How did it want to try it?
I don't think I want to.
So the idea is
Before you eat pie.
before you eat pie, you put it on your hands and it shows you what germs would look like under the light, and then you go wash your hands and see how well you're washing your hands, and you'd be really surprised to find that germs are hidden in places like in between your fingers and under your fingernails. It's just a neat opportunity to really teach kids the importance of really taking their time and scrubbing and all that good stuff. So that was a lot of fun. We do have plans also for middle school and even high school. So.
I'd like to have a kit to take to work. It's not just for kids.
Yeah, new test metric here.
That's all right. It's important, reminder for us all as the importance to really make sure we're washing our hands properly. So I just really wanted to say thank you again. Thank you to PATH, to Headwaters, to REACH. Without them, we really couldn't do any of this. But also thank you to you. And your support, our superintendent's support, our principal's support. Without that, we wouldn't be able to do things that we're doing, and it's all about the kids, truly. Just being able to see how the kids light up when they get outside in the garden or outdoors or they're moving, things like that. It's so heartwarming. And pictures are great to tell a story, but they tell a story, but you just have to be in that moment just to experience the magic that happens. So, thank you.
It's really good, Holly. Thanks for leading. You're leading, and it's a great team to be leading.
You know what?
Power team.
These people right here make the magic happen.
It's just a great thing to be a part of. It's changing the culture.
Yeah.
Just like we've seen Family Futures change culture.
Yeah.
CBUF changed culture in the county. So it's been a great thing.
Wonderful.
Hey, could I just ask your team members to
Yeah.
come up and just say hello
Introduce
and
yourselves.
introduce yourself
Yeah,
and
come on
say, something about the program this year that you're excited about? Just to say hello. I know you love that, Tara.
20 minutes prepared, please.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy Yates. Most of you guys know me. I've been around for a little while, but not a man of many words. But this year I'm really excited. I'm really excited that Kyle has come on board. He's got a lot of plans, not afraid to get his hands dirty. We're just in there, ready to get to it.
Awesome.
Ladies
You're
first,
the
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Tara. I think you guys met me before. I'm definitely enjoying the program, especially seeing the staff, seeing a lot of staff from the high school and the elementary school. And I wish we haven't gotten as many of the Rapid home, but I'm going to try to get with them to promote so we can get more people involved. But I love it. It's the best job I've ever had.
Tara, one of the elderly in the community told me what a great experience she had.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
the word will get around, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this particular lady was very appreciative
Awesome.
of having something here.
Awesome.
So
It really
it's good.
helps because in that way they don't gotta go to urgent care, sit there for a couple hours,
It's great. to
pick
have
up
an
more
option.
germs.
Right.
So, you know,
still have the germ thing.
We don't have.
exactly. And the kids are loving that germ. They really are. They're like 20 seconds, I'm doing it for 20 seconds when they see me.
ABC's right.
ABC, yeah.
I'm Kyle Wenzel. Thanks for
Kyle.
hiring me. It's awesome. You guys are a gem. I don't think, maybe you do know, maybe you don't know, but you're a gem. I've been Pennsylvania to New York and Ohio and now Virginia, and there's a lot going on everywhere else, and right here, it just all slows right down and it happens. And Holly is doing an awesome job. Jeremy, this guy right here is my right-hand man. If I need to go do something or have a little friend that's squirreling around, he's got my back, so he's always taking care of things. But we have a great group here. We do a lot of fun things. If you ever feel like you want to come up and roll in the dirt with us, come on down. We're more than welcome to have you come up. We do as much as we can outside. I know we have a rule about 32 degrees. We don't believe in that. You got coats and you got, I tell the kids, how many farmers stop and go in the house when it's 32 degrees and the cows need watered and the horses need watered? And so I told the kids this actually today. Oh, it's so cool. They said, yeah, so are the farmers. They're cool. Get your gloves on. Get your pants on. Giddy up. Here we go. So, yeah, so we do a lot of fun things. So if, like I say, if you want a chance to come on up and see, come join us.
Or go on a hike with us.
There you go.
Yes, but if I can say one thing
Yeah,
about
that's really
Kyle's
good.
role too, this is really interesting. This is something we have not done before and something we've talked about. We've struggled with farm to table for a while, and the reason being is because it's been a select exploratory for a set grade level, which makes it very difficult to fund a person either a part-time or just a couple hours. But there's also a lot of maintenance that goes along with the gardens that have to work toward maintaining the program, that also have to collaborate and coordinate, and it really does take a full-time position to do all of it, right? So, but our funds have been strained, and over again, we're really narrowing down the scope of public funding of what we can do with standards of quality required positions. And how can they not say these types of positions aren't required? I mean, every school should have this team. But knowing that, we really do rely on the support and generosity of these foundations to do that, because it takes the people to make these things happen, and people like this. So we're so thrilled that Headwaters stepped up and along with the Path Foundation to say, okay, here's the dream, this is what we need, and they provided that support. So Kyle, welcome, we're so
Thanks,
thrilled.
I'm glad to be here. Very good. We're gonna transform your gardens. We're doing that right now, so we have outside sources. And you know what, we should probably toss in Guinness. We're not yet. Not yet, forget it, we'll come back to that later on, so yeah.
So about that, in January, we're gonna have a really exciting announcement about one of our farm to table classes, so stay tuned. I will be inviting the local media as well, so yes, stay tuned.
Good things are coming. Thank you guys.
I just wanted to add, right while we're here, is I love seeing it scaffolding from the little younger kids to the middle school kids. And we have a beautiful, brand new hoop house out here that can be grown in. And the big goal is to bring it all the way up to the kids. Yes. They have real viable careers in Rappahannock County, you know, doing things that are healthy for the community and for themselves. And I'm a living proof that you can make your whole money, including college tuition, you know, by growing food that's good for you and selling it to the community. And so I just do think that you know, keeping that whole school, it's very focused in the elementary school now, but in terms of that piece, but just thinking about the vision of having this be, you know, renewing that sort of idea that we're going to bring this through is really vital.
I appreciate you bringing that up, because that is definitely something that we really have our eye on. We really want to build the program in the elementary school to start, to really get the kids excited. But this guy here is also going to be working with the Ag Academy as well as the culinary classes, horticulture at the high school, serving as a liaison to help build that program as well and support them as much as we can. But our goal is to really get that interest started at a young age and keep it going all the way up to 12. So absolutely, and we do have a lot of other big goals that are coming. One of which is we are starting the process of looking into ways in which we can grow lettuce to really support the cafeterias, because that is a clear need, because that isn't locally grown at this point. And so that would be huge. It would be a great teaching opportunity for the kiddos, but also, I mean, for them to be able to grow it and then eat it in the cafeterias on a regular basis would be amazing, and it would save money in the cafeterias
And they can
too.
become lettuce snobs and realize that maybe the reason they don't really like our salad is because it's a little yucky around the edges. We could have lettuce snob school. Love it, yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Just don't plow up the football field.
We'll talk later, we'll talk, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, that's only stage 3. Yes, so, thank you. And I should say, Rachel also has been a huge help to us.
Absolutely.
She's come out and really looked at the courtyards with Kyle, and, you know, we really appreciate her expertise and her passion as well.
And back to Dr. Grimsley, because I've talked with her around, our tails around, around and around in circles. What do we need? And I've said what we need is someone who's able to pay attention to these spaces year round and have that knowledge coming in. It's a real talent, and we're so fortunate to have found Kyle, and so fortunate in Dr. Grimsley to have crafted a position that can unlock that key to making it work.
We are fortunate.
Thank you.
So thank you, team.
Thank
you.
All right, moving on, report to headwaters representative, Ms. Putnam.
I do have a report. Yeah, I got the chance to meet with Headwaters' new executive director, who's in the audience here, Monica Cole Johnson. And I have this report. After school, or your secret.
My secret first name.
Oh, Monica, you have to know her really well.
I never knew.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know.
No, I know, I just.
She's still acting?
Yeah, and so it's an exciting week for after school because the end of season session will be on Thursday, December 11th, this coming Thursday. And each club is going to showcase and serve guests their own special treat. There'll be goodies from the sports and fitness club. There'll be like a charcuterie board and healthy snacks. There's going to be the home ec and arts and crafts students are going to have decorated Christmas cookies, and then the dancers are going to dance, and they're going to also run the popcorn machine. And so come, and everybody's welcome. Let Lacey Jenkins know, and it's going to be great. They're also going to be giving treats to the to the elementary school faculty and staff on Thursday. They'll be giving them trail mix bars that they will have made. And session 2 enrollment is already open, so it'll be open until January 9th, and that'll go. That's for the second semester of school, and it will be. Then the second semester program starts on the 13th of January, and during that second semester, Lainey Vickers is going to be doing a drama club on Tuesdays. So that'll really neat to have her back. I have the GLOW group, that is the counselors for Spark Camp, met for the first time, and we'll be meeting again this week from what I understand. And so that's building out after a really successful first year of it, and people are back, some second year counselors as well. And then the scholarships are about to open, I think the date is December 16th.
The meeting's December 16th, they open on Monday, December 15th. The
Yeah.
scholarships will open, but the platform is open on Monday, December 15th. But we're presenting, and then we're gonna reach out to the other governor's school and teachers.
Yeah,
The kids that don't have the
kids,
flex
yeah.
time, we'll have another reaching out to them individually.
Right, yeah, so Headwaters is gonna be reaching out individually to the students to make them know, and in groups. So that's an exciting season, and Headwaters is always so generous with scholarships as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I
And welcome
have.
back, Cole.
So glad to have.
It's been a long time. It's good to see your face again.
My
and,
girls are 16.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, but it's a good transition and interesting.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, it's a
I'm so
great-
happy. This is amazing. It's just so, this is so much fun. Wow.
It's a great time to come back into Headwaters. It's a great
Yeah.
time in the relationship with the school.
Yeah,
So it's
thank
good to have you.
Thank you.
For sure.
All right, Mr. Grove, an MVGS,
Yeah, we met, my last meeting.
Oh.
We talked primarily about budget and budget for next year, and we've got some extra funds we're trying to figure out what to do with.
that's always.
And
good.
the Laurel Ridge
And the Laurel Ridge. Yeah.
issue. But we have it's Laurel Ridge has, of course, experienced a lot of challenges with the dual enrollment changes
Oh,
for
Right.
cost, no cost, revenue, cash flow. So they're looking at charging a rate of, I guess, a fee for rental space in their facilities for Mount Vista Governor's School. So figuring out how to make that work and how to make the numbers work, we're sort of in negotiation stages.
And we're in the budget process, yeah.
Yep.
But it's, we've been one of the few governor schools that have not paid rent throughout the state. So it was bound to come, I guess. They all talk to each other. So we'll figure out what it's gonna be. And they're negotiating now.
well, we appreciate your service on that board. You've been there a long time.
It's been fun.
I was there when it was founded, and it'd be good for the board members to be considering who might want to serve in Mr. Grove's stead.
Told
It's starting
Kathy
in
the only way I
January.
could get on the governor's school board was to go this way. Couldn't have done it from the other end.
Right, no, it's appreciated. All right, thank you, Mr. Grove. Information items, we all have a statement of economic interest that has to be filled out and returned by when? By the next board meeting?
By February 1st.
Oh, about February 1st, so we have till February 1st. USBA conference report back. Right. Anybody want to report back how your trip to the Wavesburg conference went? Anybody? Anyone go first? No? Nobody wants to report back?
Wow, this is a nice drawing.
It was good to have.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah,
came
I
with
mean,
us.
I would say
Overwhelming,
that
huh?
the best thing that I heard about, the best presentation I went to was an AI one that was, just the first AI presentation I went to, I felt like, it's progressed. This is the third time at a VSBA conference I've been to an AI thing. It's also the third year that there is AI. And I would say that the presentation was really thoughtful. It talked about some things, like, I think there are developments and directions that can be really beneficial, that we've talked some about at our school board meetings, and some real pitfalls. And actually, one of the things actually Lenny brought up a question at the very end about thinking more thoughtfully about things like the Alongside app, actually, that we have, and wondering if that's getting, and there was actually someone who was a counselor who was there, who was really questioning whether I would love to get some research more on that app and how new it is, and whether that is a valuable way to really be using AI, in that it might be training our kids to talk to this thing instead of a person about personal problems. And that was the one sort of red flag thing that I need to dig into this, and I'd love to get a little bit more report back about how that's working, if that's working, if there's more research about it, because it's such a brand new thing. But there was really interesting ways, just to use it, I learned about some other, I don't go into granular detail about all of it, but I feel like it's gonna be with us, and we have to, and having crafted a real detailed policy to get ahead of it is very important. There are some pieces of the school board that we need to have we need to make sure that we can back our teachers up if they say, if they have a parameter, they'll be communicating parameters to students around use of AI or not use of AI, and following, backing people up around that is important. So.
I got bored in one of my classes, so I went to and heard part of an AI class.
Yeah.
And the thing that I picked up really was more related to the student, that the world that our fourth graders are going to graduate into is going to be much different than the one that today's seniors are graduating into. And AI is going to play a much different role in their career. And if they're not prepared for it, then we didn't do our job. So we've got to figure out how to best prepare a fourth grader for the inevitable environment that they're heading into, and we can't ignore.
And the thing is, we don't even know what it will look like.
There's many dimensions.
So that thinking piece is basically what my presentation was
right,
about.
so I think there's certain precautions, but I think if we're not trying to migrate along with wherever it's headed and preparing students and acclimating them to it, then we're going to fail for them within a short period of time, because things are changing so fast. So anyway, that was, I was only in there for like 30 minutes, and it was very troubling, because I thought, well, we've got to do better at, integrating to make sure they're prepared for it. So I was able to get some free legal advice while we were there. That was great, because it's never free. But when they invite you down to the bar and you can just talk and you say, well, what would you do in this situation, hypothetically? And so it was good. It was good to find out. We found out it was okay to be a school board member and coach as long as you're a volunteer. That was free. Free. That didn't cost us any money to find that out, which was good. Anyway, in general, it's interesting too to run into other school board members and to see the crazy school boards that you read about in the paper. You get to see those folks, and you're like, ooh, I'm glad I'm not you.
New superintendents taking on affairs in school districts.
As I said before, count your blessings.
And I ran the 5K in the morning.
She did.
It was so good. It was
people that
so
were dressed
great.
up in
there was a group dressed up as foxes. Next time.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah, really, really early, you know.
Anyway, it's a good event, well put together, and good offerings. Usually, although I do get bored in my class and walk out, but I've been to a lot of classes. So.
I'm just still excited I got my medal for my team winning the school law Jeopardy.
You're not wearing it.
I didn't wear I have it in my hands.
Anyway, anything else for the conference?
Sorry.
Go ahead, no.
I was just gonna say that I also sat in both the AI discussions that I thought were great, and it was a presenter who was actually from Missouri. So he's on the Missouri school board, and he put together, and what I learned is all the different types of AI that people are using. So there's different search engines that you want to use depending on what you're going to be asking it, because of how these things are sourcing their information. And that was really interesting to me, because I'm just, I started with ChatGPT, and I'm stuck with it.
What's
But
the
now
name of the
there's-
class that's,
Now there's the other ones.
Oh, the Agentic AI Academy.
yeah,
That's starting up.
RAPSI and the school system are putting together a class that Lions Club's gonna fund 10 kids for.
Awesome.
That's an AI class, whatever it is. It might be interesting to take that, I don't know.
It would be, and this is different. Agentic AI is very different than the GPTs and sort those types of information we're talking about. So this class will teach you how to build an agent to take on tasks for a business or something like that. So you can build an AI generated agent who can actually, these things can build apps, they can run an app, you can have it do all the billing for your business. I mean, there's things like that businesses are going to be really demanding as part of to stay competitive. So this class will teach high school students, juniors and seniors, and the community members. There will be an info session at all the lunches tomorrow for students, and also an info session in this library tomorrow night, I believe at 6:30. Yeah,
Good.
6:30, I think.
6 is the band.
6, it is at
6:30.
6, yeah, 6 o'clock
Yes.
here. Mhm. So that'll be interesting.
Do you have anything else?
That's it.
And Lenny got to go with us too.
I attended some budget ones, which I'm still blown away, and have 2 online budgeting classes that I learned about that I'll be taking tomorrow and Thursday, an hour seminar each time that I think is only open to school board, but I'm not sure. And then I went to a new member session and then I went to my FOIA training.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so much fun.
And then I jumped into their AI class. Where they got very specific into the weeds really fast, and I went, whoa, I don't know what they're talking about. So.
Yeah.
But it was really good. It was really good to see everybody, and we actually walked around quite a bit of the trade show a little bit for a little while, and talked about some more of the companies that the cost analysis for the energy.
Yes.
So we talked about that. We had a little bit of discussion about that.
Robin
I'm not
has
sure.
their card and is contacting them, yes.
We talked about that at school board meeting 2, last, I think.
We
last
did.
year.
We've gone through that numerous times in Rappahannock County, and we'll talk about it again.
Keep
It
talking.
has never gone over well, and, but, things change, so
Yeah.
it's
It
worth
was interesting
visiting it again.
to see how many companies there were in that trade show that want to build you a really big, beautiful building.
Oh, yeah.
Really big, beautiful
Yeah.
buildings.
Go to
I stopped
Northern
there.
Virginia.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the woman who spoke last, but I spoke with her too, and she did say that she could include the solar piece again in that analysis for us, and that would be, I'm still.
The young lady that was here last
Abby,
month.
Yeah, that was your last month, Abby, yeah. But she-
Nice kid.
She was good.
Yeah, good kid. Smart. Good. The budget calendar, with me voting on tonight, was an attachment which hopefully you have time to review.
Yes.
Probably won't fit in your schedule, but that is
I'm voting yes.
right in front of us again.
So remember, last month you did vote on one that we sent to the supervisors for their review. This one changes a couple of things based on that meeting. So one of them is to add another joint school board, board of supervisor budget work session
Second one.
on March 18th. Remember, we talked about that during session last year, just to have one more chance to sort of collaborate and ask questions and clarify things before the actual vote on the budget. And then also, the budget hearing had to be moved from the 20th, April 20th, to the 27th. So we've ensured facilities were available, and that will be moved to that date.
Huh. That's fine. All right, so this is the changes.
Those are the changes, yes.
All right. Thanks. All right, time for public comment. If you'd like to address the board, if you would come forward. See me? Anyone? I'll chat it out.
This is very chatty.
You know, Rosa, when I saw you, I was thinking that this AI challenge that we have, you used to say, the kids, they don't get a do-over. You gotta get it right, the do-over. So that's what I think about is fourth graders and how different the world's gonna be. And that's why we gotta get it right. So, anyway, anyone? Last call?
I'm Steph from,
Hey, Steph, come on up.
from Flint Hill, and I just wanted to thank Larry for
Hi.
an amazing service, and I always consider your thoughts and your, whatever you have to say about any issue is so well thought out and calm and well informed, and it's really been an honor to watch you serve on this board. So thank you.
Thank you.
I concur.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it much until Ireland called me to talk to me, and then I thought, man, I'm gonna miss that guy. I realize it till you take a moment to think about what someone contributes.
I probably should know
Don't start crying now.
that. Not yet.
All right, is there a motion to approve the food service policy as presented this evening?
So moved.
We have a motion, Ms. Bynum, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. McCool, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. So order, is there a motion to adopt the budget calendar as modified?
So moved.
I have a motion, Ms. McCool, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Rubin, is there any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. So is there any new business? Are there any future agenda items suggested? Our next regular scheduled school board meeting is in January, on January the, what is it?
13th.
The 13th, back in this very same room at 6:30. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I move that the board convene in the closed session for the following purpose: discuss and consider the appointment and resignation of staff for professional, classified, and coaching positions, discuss assignment and performance of specific employees in connection with an extended leave request, discuss superintendent performance consistent with mid-year evaluation process, pursuit of Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1.
We have a motion, Mr. Grove, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Rubin, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. So we're gonna go into closed session, we're gonna be in there for 15 or 20 minutes, if you wanna hang out. If you don't, we're not offended.
Are you promising?
When we come back out of closed session, we will be certifying that we only discuss things related to the motion. We will be voting on personnel report, I'm sure, and adjourning. That's how the evening's gonna roll. And if you wanna know what happened, you can always call the school board office tomorrow and find out.
As
All
long as
right?
you're not offended, that's what I was worried
We are
about.
not, we completely understand.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.